Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Romanian ebook before it's gone. Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1. Find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2. Work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3. Learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Bună! Hello! Bună! 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 Bună dimineața! Good morning! Bună dimineața! Bună dimineața! We usually say bună dimineața in a very formal way. So I would say bună dimineața to my parents when I wake up, or when I get to school to my professors. It's quite formal. But if I would say it to my cousins or brothers or sisters or friends, I can be friendly and say neața. Bună ziua! Good afternoon. The next one is good afternoon. Good afternoon. Bună ziua! Bună ziua! So if I see my professor, bună ziua! Bună ziua! First we did hello as in bună. So we use bună and then we add the time of the day. Bună ziua! Bună seara! Good evening. Good evening, we say bună seara. Good evening. Bună seara. We learned how to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Good morning, bună dimineața. Good afternoon, bună ziua. And good evening, bună seara. Cum vă numiți? What's your name? When we meet someone and they don't introduce themselves, we might want to ask them their name. So if they're about the same age and you want to say it casual, you say cum te cheamă? Cum te cheamă? Or cum te numești? Cum te numești? For example, if I see a little girl and I want to ask her name, cum te cheamă? Or cum te numești? However, if I address an older person, I would say cum vă numiți? Cum vă numiți? Or cum vă cheamă? Cum vă cheamă? The polite way in Romanian to address someone is usually to put it in the plural form. Even if it's only one person, we address that person as if there are more people. It's funny because in English you have you for one person or for many people, but in Romanian you can address to one person as if you're addressing more people. And that is polite. Mă numesc Eva. My name is Eva. Let's say we asked a little girl, cum te cheamă? What's your name? And she might reply something like, sunt Eva. Sunt Eva. Or mă numesc Eva. Mă numesc Eva. Most of the times in Romania, we like to say I. So in Romanian, I is eu. Eu. That's why eu mă numesc Larisa. Eu mă numesc Larisa. Or numele meu, my name. Numele meu este Larisa. Încântat de cunoștință. And încântată de cunoștință. Nice to meet you. We have learned each other's names, and I feel nice to meet you. I feel that I'm happy to meet you. So I would say încântată de cunoștință. Încântată de cunoștință. I'm a girl and I would put a at the end of the word. Încântată. Încântată de cunoștință. If I were a guy, I would say încântat. So I would end it with a T. Încântat. Ce mai faci? How are you? Usually when we meet someone in Romania, we say, hi, how are you? Bună, ce faci? Hi, how are you? Bună, ce faci? Without bună, just ce mai faci? It's more like, how have you been? Ce mai faci? How have you been? How are things going with you? How has it been going with you? Bună, ce mai faci? Or bună, ce faci? And the conversation would be very fast, exchanging saluts would be bună, ce faci? Bine, tu? Bine, mulțumesc. Hi, how are you? Fine, thank you. And you? Great, thanks. Sunt bine, mulțumesc. Și tu? I'm fine, thanks. And you? If a professor would ask you, hi, how are you? They would say, bună ziua, ce mai faci? And I would say, mulțumesc, bine. Dumneavoastră? So I'm good, thank you. How, and you? I use dumneavoastră because it's the polite way to say you in Romanian. If I say you for one person, I would say tu. If I say you for and address it formally, I would say dumneavoastră. It's a bit long, but it's a useful word. I just want to mention one thing about mulțumesc. Just like in the you, for you is tu and dumneavoastră. So short word tu and longer word dumneavoastră, informal, formal. Mulțumesc is the Romanian, 100% Romanian word for thank you. But if we say thank you between friends, we might just say merci, which sounds like French. So it might be easier to remember for some people who study other European languages. But again, the most polite way to say is mulțumesc. Mulțumesc. And if you're between friends, merci. Merci. Vă rog. Please. So one example for very useful when we use please, like, could you please help me? Could you please help me? So I address someone that I don't know and I want to be polite. Like, could you please help me? Mă puteți ajuta, vă rog? Mă puteți ajuta, vă rog? When we want to say after you, we can just say please, as in please go ahead, or after you. We would say vă rog. Vă rog. After you, vă rog. Or if I order something at the restaurant, a salad, o salată, vă rog. A salad, please. As in, I would like a salad. Just the short version, a salad, please. O salată, vă rog. Vă rog. Cu plăcere. You're welcome. So when someone says mulțumesc and say you're welcome, cu plăcere. Cu plăcere. This is one of my favorite words because I like how pleasure sounds like in English as well and in Romanian, plăcere. Romanians, so we believe that the Romanian language is a very sweet language and plăcere is one of the sweetest words that I know. Da. Yes. Da. Da. Da sounds like Russian because it's the same. Da. 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 Have to be very confident. Da. Nu. No. For no, we say nu. Nu. I did my hand like this, but so for gestures, when we say da, we nod, and for nu, we do like this. So, do you like the Romanian language? Da. Is it difficult? No. Something like that. Bine. Okay. Next one is okay. Okay. Bine. Bine. So for example, I said earlier, hey, how are you? I'm fine. Bună, ce faci? Bine. I'm okay. Bine. Mă scuzați. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Mă scuzați. Mă scuzați. It's a very polite way to say. If you address a friend of yours, mă scuzi. Mă scuzi. If you address it formally, mă scuzați. Mă scuzați. So if I'm on the bus and by mistake I happen to step on someone's foot or something, mă scuzați. Mă scuzați. Excuse me. Îmi pare rău. I'm sorry. So, excuse me is mă scuzați. And I'm sorry, îmi pare rău. Îmi pare rău. 3 words. Îmi pare rău. Cât este ceasul? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? cât este ceasul? Or, cât e ceasul? So if someone asks me, cât este ceasul? Cât este ceasul? Or, cât e ceasul? Este 11 și un sfert. Mulțumesc! It's 11:15. Thank you! Mulțumesc! You're welcome! Cu plăcere! Unde este toaleta? Where is the bathroom? I want to know where the bathroom is, so where's the bathroom? Unde este toaleta? Unde? Unde means where. Unde este toaleta? Unde este toaleta? Where is the bathroom? Așteptați un moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Așteptați un moment. Așteptați un moment. If I address it formally, așteptați. If I say it to one person, informally, așteaptă un moment. Așteaptă. Așteaptă, așteptați. Singular, plural. Cât costă aceasta? How much is this? How much is this? Cât costă aceasta? Or cât costă acesta? The simple way to say how much, cât costă. If it's a female word, aceasta. If it's a masculine word, acesta. Female, aceasta. Masculine, acesta. Aceasta, acesta. How much? Cât costă? Cât costă? Aceasta? Da. Pot să primesc nota de plată, vă rog? Could I get the check, please? The next one is a bit long. Could I get the check, please? Pot să primesc nota de plată, vă rog? Pot să primesc nota de plată, vă rog? The most important word is the check, nota de plată. If you want to say check, please, nota, vă rog. I would do something like nota, vă rog. Mulțumesc. Something like that. Ajutor. Help. Help! Ajutor! Ajutor! Ne vedem mai târziu. See you later. Next one is see you later. See you later. Ne vedem mai târziu. Ne vedem mai târziu. See you later. La revedere. Goodbye. Goodbye. La revedere. La revedere. Can you do the R? Revedere. La revedere. La revedere. We also say pa between friends. Pa. Papa. Or when we address children. Pa. Pa. But la revedere is very common. Nu știu. I don't know. I don't know. Nu știu. Do you know? I don't know. Nu știu. In this video, you'll learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Romanian. Hi everybody, my name is Larissa. Welcome to the 800 Core Romanian Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Romanian. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So, after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at romanianpod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Romanian. Okay, let's get started. First is fericit. Happy. Fericit. Fericit. Happy. Să ai un an nou fericit. Have a happy new year. Să ai un an nou fericit. Trist. Sad. trist, trist, sad. După ce ea a plecat, Alex începuse să se simtă foarte trist. After she left, Alex began to feel very sad. După ce ea a plecat, Alex începuse să se simtă foarte trist. Nervos, angry, nervos, nervos, angry. Trebuie să mă ocup de mulți clienți nervoși zi de zi. I have to deal with many angry customers day after day. Trebuie să mă ocup de mulți clienți nervoși zi de zi. Haine, clothing, haine, haine, clothing, rânduri de haine, layers of clothing, rânduri de haine. Pantof, shoe, pantof, pantof, shoe. Dacă ar putea, fiul meu ar purta mereu perechea lui favorită de pantofi. My son would wear his favorite pair of shoes all the time if he could. Dacă ar putea, fiul meu ar purta mereu perechea lui favorită de pantofi. Șosete, socks, șosete, șosete, socks, șosete groase, thick socks, șosete groase. Lenjerie intimă, underwear, lenjerie intimă, lenjerie intimă, underwear. Șosetele și lenjeria mea intimă sunt în sertarul de sus al dulapului. My socks and underwear are in the top drawer of my dresser. Șosetele și lenjeria mea intimă sunt în sertarul de sus al dulapului. A vorbi. Talk. A vorbi. A vorbi. Talk. Trebuie să vorbim. We need to talk. Trebuie să vorbim. A da. Give. A da. A da. Give. Ei îmi vor da un cupon. They will give me a coupon. Ei îmi vor da un cupon. Jos. Low. Jos. Jos. Low. Poți găsi sarea în al doilea sertar de jos. You can find the salt in the second lower drawer. Poți găsi sarea în al doilea sertar de jos. Înalt. High. Înalt. Înalt. High. Zona aceasta este renumită pentru rata înaltă de criminalitate. This area is widely known for its high crime rate. Zona aceasta este renumită pentru rata înaltă de criminalitate. Fruct. Fruit. Fruct. Fruct. Fruit. Îmi place să mănânc fructe la desert. I like to eat fruits for dessert. Îmi place să mănânc fructe la desert. Caracatiță. Octopus. Caracatiță. Caracatiță. Octopus. Caracatița înnoată în ocean. The octopus is swimming in the ocean. Caracatița înnoată în ocean. Rechin. Shark. Rechin. Rechin. Shark. Marele rechin alb. The great white shark. Marele rechin alb. Balenă. Whale. Balenă. Balenă. Whale. Balenele ies la suprafață ca să respire. The whales are coming up for air. Balenele ies la suprafață ca să respire. Înnorat. Cloudy. Înnorat. Înnorat. Cloudy. Începe să se înnoreze afară. It's getting cloudy outside. Începe să se înnoreze afară. Rece. Cool. Rece. Rece. Cool. Dacă este ținut într-un loc rece, învelit în hârtie, cozonacul rezistă mai mult de o săptămână. If it's kept in a cool place, wrapped in paper, cozonac can last for more than a week. Dacă este ținut într-un loc rece, învelit în hârtie, cozonacul rezistă mai mult de o săptămână. Castravete. Cucumber. Castravete. Castravete. Cucumber. Românii pun la murat cantități mari de castraveți pentru a le consuma pe timpul iernii. Romanians pickle large quantities of cucumbers for use during the winter. Românii pun la murat cantități mari de castraveți pentru a le consuma pe timpul iernii. Ardei gras. Bell pepper. Ardei gras. Ardei gras. Bell pepper. Soiul cel mai comun de ardei gras este cel verde, roșu sau galben. The most common bell peppers are green, red or yellow. Soiul cel mai comun de ardei gras este cel verde, roșu sau galben. Broccoli. 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 Se spune că broccoli ajută la prevenirea cancerului. Broccoli is said to prevent cancer. Se spune că broccoli ajută la prevenirea cancerului. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at RomanianPod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! La revedere!
Bună! Sunt Raluca. Îmi pare bine. Hi! Sunt Raluca. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Romanian phrases. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Romanian. You'll be surprised how easy it is. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's start with a polite and common way to introduce yourself. Bună! Sunt Raluca. Îmi pare bine. Hi! I'm Raluca. Nice to meet you. Bună! Sunt Raluca. Îmi pare bine. The first word is bună, which means hi or hello. After that comes sunt, which means I am. Then say your name. For example, bună! Sunt Raluca. Hi! I'm Raluca. Finally, say îmi pare bine, which means nice to meet you. So, all together, it will be bună, sunt Raluca, îmi pare bine. Hi, I'm Raluca, nice to meet you. There is also another way to say your name. Instead of sunt Raluca, I could say, mă numesc Raluca. Mă numesc literally means I call myself, but we use it to mean my name is. Bună, mă numesc Raluca. Îmi pare bine. Hi, my name is Raluca. Nice to meet you. Bună, mă numesc Raluca. Îmi pare bine. Again, let's take a look at these two ways to introduce yourself. Bună, sunt Raluca. Îmi pare bine. Hi, I'm Raluca. Nice to meet you. Bună, mă numesc Raluca. Îmi pare bine. Hi, my name is Raluca. Nice to meet you. In the last lesson, you learned how to show thanks by saying mulțumesc. In this lesson, you'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Romanian. Sunteți pregătiți? Are you ready? Să începem. Let's start. The most common greeting is bună. Bună. Bună means hi or hello. We can use it in formal and informal situations at any time of the day. It's very convenient. Bună. Now, let's look at some greetings that are used at certain times of the day. First is good morning. In Romanian, it is bună dimineața. Bună dimineața. For the rest of the day, we say bună ziua. Bună ziua. Bună ziua means good afternoon. This can be used all day as long as it's light outside. Once it starts to get dark, you can switch to this. Bună seara. Bună seara. Bună seara can mean good evening or good night, depending on the situation. Again, that's bună seara. Now, you can greet people in many different ways in Romanian. Let's review them all again. As a general greeting, bună. In the morning, bună dimineața. In the afternoon, bună ziua. In the evening or at night, bună seara. Pretty easy, right? Now, it's time for a look at insights. If you're not sure which greeting is appropriate to use, bună dimineața, bună ziua, or bună seara, just remember that bună can be used any time of the day. In the last lesson, you learned the most common greetings in Romanian. Do you remember them? In this lesson, you're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you're in a situation where you need help in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. Here's the formal way to say it. Vorbiți engleza. Vorbiți engleza. Again, this means, do you speak English? The word vorbiți is a form of the verb a vorbi, which means to speak. A vorbi is known as an e-verb because it ends in e. Most e-verbs conjugate in a similar way. We will show you how to properly conjugate e-verbs like a vorbi in future series at romanianpod101.com. Now, let's make this sentence informal. This is done by adding ești to the end of a vorbi after you cut the last vowel e. When we do that, we get vorbești. All together, vorbește engleza, vorbești engleza. This is the informal way to ask, do you speak English? The responses you receive could be one of these three. Da, vorbesc engleza, meaning yes, I speak English. Da, vorbesc engleza. Da, vorbesc puțin, meaning yes, I speak a little. Da, vorbesc puțin. Nu, nu vorbesc engleza, meaning no, I don't speak English. Nu, nu vorbesc engleza. In all of this, vorbesc means I speak. In the last one, we have nu vorbesc, which is the negative form. It means I don't speak. Now it's time for a look at insights. If you want to ask about a different language, just change the word engleza. Here are some language names to get you started. Italiana for Italian, Rusa for Russian, Francesa for French, Germana for German. In the last lesson, you learned some words you can use when apologizing in Romanian, including mă scuzați and pardon. In this lesson, you are going to learn numbers in Romanian. Yes, numbers, numerele, from 1 to 10, and you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 minute. Are you ready? Let's start. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job! What is before 1? Do you know? It's similar to English but has a slightly different pronunciation. 0. 0. You don't have any more excuses. Now you can give your phone number to friends in Romanian. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase numărul meu este, which means my number is. Numărul meu este. Numărul meu este 0, 9, 3, 5, 5, 4, 2, 7, 6, 1. Can you understand it by yourself? 0, 9, 3, 5, 5, 4, 2, 7, 6, 1. Perfect. Now it's time for a look at insights. When you go to some public institutions in Romania, you sometimes have to stand in line with the number. When it's your turn, they will scream, numărul 1, numărul 2, and so on. Learn your numbers well so you can be ready. In the last lesson, you learned how to count up to 100 in Romanian. I hope you spend some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy in this lesson. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Romania. The first thing you need to know how to say is how much is it? Cât costă aceasta? Cât costă aceasta? Imagine you see something you like and want to ask the shop clerk how much it costs. The first thing to say is mă scuzați or pardon. Do you remember what this means? Excuse me. Then simply add cât costă aceasta, meaning how much is it? Mă scuzați, cât costă aceasta? Excuse me, how much is it? Mă scuzați, cât costă aceasta? Or, pardon, cât costă aceasta? Pardon, cât costă aceasta? If you want to be more specific when you're asking how much something is, you just need to add it at the end of the sentence. However, you need to change aceasta to acest if it is a masculine noun or to această if it is a feminine. Let's see some examples. Homemade sausage, cârnat de casă, is one of the Romanian traditional dishes. Sausage is a masculine noun, so if you want to buy one, you'll say, mă scuzați, cât costă acest cârnat de casă? This means, excuse me, how much is this homemade sausage? Mă scuzați, cât costă acest cârnat de casă? Now, if you want to buy a shirt or cămașă in Romanian, which is a feminine noun, you would say, mă scuzați, cât costă această cămașă? Excuse me, how much is this shirt? Mă scuzați, cât costă această cămașă? By the way, for more information on masculine and feminine nouns in Romanian, check out Lesson 3 of the All About series on RomanianPod101.com. At this point, the shop clerk might confirm by saying acest cârnat de casă, meaning this homemade sausage, această cămașă, meaning this shirt, or just acesta, meaning this. When telling you the price, they will say acest cârnat de casă, 39 de lei, meaning this homemade sausage, 39 lei, or această cămașă, 39 de lei, meaning this shirt, 39 lei. Now it's time for Raluca's Insights. A faster way to ask about the price of something is cât e, which is a different way of asking how much. For example, if you're in a hurry for a coffee, you can ask the cashier, o cafea vă rog. Cât e? Meaning, a coffee please. How much? This is a shorter, more informal way to ask for the price.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Romanian ebook before it's gone.